Hey everyone, and welcome back to more Stardew Valley. Last time, we were introduced to the Junimo via the wizard and his odd concoction he made us drink, and we started to learn about the bundles that we can donate to them in order for them to help us out in turn, and all around, it's pretty much a pretty good deal. This time, we're going to check the TV, and we finally have a good luck day. Not the best luck, but a good luck day. That's the first time we had one of those. And we're going to continue to try to make progress around the valley, and yeah, pretty much just keep up with the things we're doing. Welcome to Living Off the Land. We're back in with another tip for y'all. Now listen up. Let's talk fences. Fences are useful for keeping weeds at bay and protecting your crops. They also let farmers contain their livestock. Fences break down after a while, but stone, iron, and hardwood fences last a lot longer than basic wood. Okay, learning a little bit about fences. Don't really have any reason to build those right now. It did mention potentially being able to keep out weeds from your farm, but that's really not going to be a problem. That's not like actually a thing. Like, weeds don't take over your farm. The only thing that can happen is that I think you don't water them and then they may wilt eventually, and of course crows, but I think that's the only two things that can happen. Fences are more so useful for just decorating and for keeping animals inside a sort of pinned-in area, which is something we're eventually going to get into, of course. Looks like some of the retaining soil we placed up here did work on that specific one. How retainer soil works, for those who are curious, essentially, it's kind of like a type of fertilizer, but instead of increasing quality of a crop, instead what it does is it makes it so that there's a chance that when the next day rolls over, you will not have to water that crop again. So it just helps if you're, when you're starting out. It can be helpful later on too, but between like fertilizer and some other stuff like speed grow, which we get into later, I find retaining soil to be not as useful. Okay, so we need to be making more money, but since we have a good luck day, I'm also tempted to go back into the mines. As I mentioned, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff in the mines these next few episodes, just because there's a lot of stuff I want to get done there. Yeah, I think we're good for now. I'm trying to see if we can complete another bundle at some point, because the next one we're probably going to be able to do, I think, is going to be none of these. Probably going to be the spring crops bundle. We have to wait for our stuff to grow, which is going to take a bit of time. Got our first copper bars here. We smelted those last time. Copper bars can be very useful for a ton of different things. Of course, we're going to sell one because I don't think we sold one. Yes, we haven't. Gold bars are worth 250 gold, by the way, so if you want to make a little bit of cash, they're not bad, but again, I'd recommend just saving your stuff. We'll smelt, I guess, a bit more copper while we're gone, just that way we have more stuff going. Because we're going to need a bunch of copper bars and stuff later. Unfortunately, we're not super stacked in terms of, like, gifts for people and stuff, but, oh well. I think today what we're going to do is we're going to pretty much just speedrun to the mines. Of course, money does matter, and I'm going to be trying to save up money, but again, I really want to get to a specific floor of the mines, and it is pretty deep in the mines. But it's just because that reward is so useful early on, and, make having to plan out what I want to do in a day just so much easier and less stressful, because I pretty much go into these days with no exact strategy. I'm just going through with my knowledge of what I know and just trying to make the most out of these days. I kind of did mention that there is a bit of a story being told. Thankfully, we got new missions. I'll talk about that in a second. 10th is our next thing. It's Vincent's birthday. Maybe we want to try to get something for him. The local catfish population is starting to threaten other species. Okay, if you can fish one of them for me, it'd be a big help. Demetrius, 200 gold reward, you get to keep the fish. This sounds like a great deal. However, if you may recall, also, how the frick did Gus enter in there? Things not open yet. If you recall, like, I think it was maybe last episode or the episode before that. Ooh, hash browns. That increases farming by 1 too, for temporarily for like a few minutes, which is kind of cool. If you recall, episode or 2 ago, I mentioned that there is a type of fish that is notorious for me for being really annoying to have to deal with. And I mentioned there was a fish that I didn't get when I was river fishing. If you couldn't put 2 and 2 together, what I'm saying is the catfish is that fish. It is a fish that will... I said fish way too many times, it's starting to lose its meaning. Catfish is essentially a really rare fish that is really difficult to catch early on. At least I feel like it is, for me personally, my skill level. And what it comes down to, essentially, is that it is a fish that only comes out when it's raining. And as I mentioned, there's only one day it's guaranteed to rain in the spring, and that is the 3rd of your first year. So, if you're like me, and you're in an unfortunate position where you've had multiple playthroughs where you've only had it rain once, it is more than possible that you miss out on the catfish during spring, which you can catch it in a later season. So it's not the biggest deal here. However, now that we have a mission tied to it, we only have 2 days before the mission expires. So we have to hope that it rains in the next, like, day, because I think we already know tomorrow it's not going to. I would hope, and I'd really like to hope that it is going to rain. One, so we can just catch the catfish for, since we had to keep it anyway, we only really need one. Because then we could just put it in for the donation, because you need to donate one to the bundles. But getting another one just to sell, also because we just need to be making money in general. It's pretty hard to have a moment wasted in Stardew Valley as long as you're trying to accomplish something. It's good season to start thinking about gardening even for us non-farmers. The valley is known for producing some of the finest spring flowers. Yeah, he has some flowers and like a mushroom, which I don't really want to know why he's growing shrooms, but whatever. Okay, so I think we have a decent lineup of stuff. I really don't think there's anything else I want to do around the valley. Do you know I was an all-star quarterback in high school? It's true. See this little star on my jacket here? It proves it. Kind of stuck in the past there a little bit, my boy, but okay. But yeah, so we're gonna head up to the mines and mine today. I like the mining mechanic a lot. I find it to be quite enjoyable. I know some people are not a fan of the combat, and it's definitely not like a deep mechanic by any means to get into, but I think that's nice, because there's some mechanics like the fishing that I think are kind of too intense for some people, and I think the combat being pretty simple is actually probably not a detriment in this case. I think that's probably an actual benefit. Also, how are we looking on that one mission where we had to kill 10 slimes? Or not kill, defeat. 4 more, okay, so we're not doing that bad. Once we do that, then we can actually enter the Adventurers Guild, which is that building to the right of us, which we couldn't enter before because it said like only people he allowed in are, well, allowed in. So we're going to try to defeat a few more slimes if we can. It doesn't matter what type, so if you get deeper down and you still somehow haven't killed enough slimes, you can just do that then. I did mention that these guys can turn into the bugs that fly on and off screen and can swarm you. But that's only if you attack them at least once, so it may be in your best interest just to completely ignore them. The main reason I'm still attacking them is just because I really want the bug meat. One, because bait's really useful, and just being able to get a ton of it now is good, but also because we just learned the bug steak recipe, which is pretty decent. It only costs 10 bug meat. Unfortunately, it's something you're not going to be able to probably get a ton of use out of, I should say. Just due to the fact that, kind of spoiler, I guess, these bugs stop appearing as you get deeper down, and of course then you can't get the bug meat to make the bug steak. And me personally, I'd also rather just have the bait, because I'd rather just be able to get fish, which then I can in turn sell or eat for energy. But again, that's just me, and you can do whatever. I just wanted to point out that bug meat is quite useful. And again, you don't have to defeat these guys by any means, but they really don't fight back by any means, and so I just find it really easy to take them out and just start harvesting as much of the bug meat as we can while we're traveling down here. I should also mention the floors, as I said, aren't randomized to any degree in terms of the like layout. So for example, I mentioned that floor, I think it was 19, was one that oh crap, that guy's returned one, whatever. Was one that would always be the spiral, and I think that's true. Like the layout of the room, but like the rocks and stuff are different each time you come through, I believe. Well, actually, I know that for a fact. Like each rock where it's placed is a little bit different. So you may have like a different mine layout and different like luck and stuff. And here's the thing: if you're playing along with me or trying to like play at say, also by the way, I'm gonna stop. Actually, no, I will, because there's 3 Diglets here, so I'm fighting this. I'll talk about this. I know that, especially from my experience, like watching like the older style like videos back in like 2012. Oh, nice, we got level 2 combat, I think. Yeah, nice. I liked to play games and like kind of played around the same time as the person playing thing. Also, we just got our 10th slime defeated. So moments like these can be really annoying because they're like a lot of RNG. Also, we got a house plant from one of the enemies. That's just a decoration that doesn't have any monetary value. So this may be annoying for that. I'm gonna pause here because if you notice this purplish looking rock here, this one that has like a purple tint to it, it's got a little swirl. Can you guys go away? This is a rock that you can find rarely on any floor, I believe, and it has a chance of containing, I believe, any type of gem in the game that isn't from a geode. So, let's hope for something good. Okay, well, it's something we already have. I believe it can only get stuff that you can find up till then, so for example, we could only have found, like, topazes, amethyst, and I think that's it, actually. Oh, maybe an earth crystal. I'm not sure, actually, if earth crystal or quartz are. Maybe quartz. I'd assume quartz is one of them. I'm not entirely sure, though. But yeah, I believe you can only get, oh, come on, go away. Materials or gems that you found up to that point in terms of, like, okay, well, can they appear on the floor naturally in other forms of rocks? But it's worth keeping an eye out for those, because it's, again, just a way of potentially getting more goodies. I'd really like to find this floor. The thing about the mines is I feel like it's one of the ways to make time pass super quick in the game. I mean, it's because you're not, like, going in and out of, like, I mean, I guess you are going in and out of loading zones, because you're going up and down floors, right? But I feel like maybe it's because you're not talking to people or opening your inventory as much. I don't know. But I feel like the mines makes time progress way quicker. Or maybe it's just because I lose track of time. I don't know. Or maybe there is something in the game that actually makes time move like just slightly faster in here. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the thing, because it really feels like the mines are... Like, it's already 4 p.m. I mean, granted, we did get like a super early start here or anything, but still. So we're not having a great day here in the mines, despite having our first, like, I think, good luck day, quote-unquote. Because we're... At this point, we're not even like 5 floors down, and I would like to usually try to make it 10, so 30 would have been the goal, but I think we'll be lucky if we make it at 25 at this point. Thankfully, we have a few items to use, like we have some spring onions and stuff we can use. Okay, so now we at least made it some progress, which is nice. I should not have minded that one, I don't know what I'm doing. But again, I am going to try to make it down to floor 30 at least if I can. Okay, there's already exposed one. Something you may notice is I'm going to ignore copper and stuff. Because if, oh, red mushroom. That is a rare forgeable you can find in the mines and some other places, but mostly the mine. But yeah, you're going to notice I'm running past like a lot of loot if I see a ladder. Like I'm just ignoring fighting enemies and getting loot. And that's because for me right now, as I said, it's more imperative that I reach the specific floor I'm going for rather than get all the loot on the way down. Of course, I want to get as much of the loot as I can, but the thing is, again, we can always come back to these floors later, and so right now I'd rather just get that reward, and then we can come back to these earlier floors, and we'd have an easier time because then we'll have better equipment, and I don't know, maybe, again, you can take it any way you want and play this game differently. Like, right now, you don't even be going to the mines, it's just, I like doing it. I'd recommend it if you can, trying to go here, but I do realize that the floor I'm trying to get to is really far down, and you're going to have to start learning the mechanics. But again, it's not like a deep, system to get into or have to learn or anything, but I realize it can be something that's kind of like intimidating because, you know, when you hear the word combat in a like Harvest Moon style game, you're probably thinking like Rune Factory at most, and even that's like not that deep. But again, this is pretty simple. You really only have like 2 buttons in terms of your combat mechanics. So also, is there an exposed ladder over here? Probably should have checked that before I was breaking all these rocks, but I was doing stuff. Okay, there's not. I am going to say, because I don't really want to spoil what floor it is, but I will say it is pretty close to the bottom of the mines, because this mine does have a bottom, technically, in terms of like how deep you can go, and it's pretty close to the bottom. So, again, if you are someone who maybe is still learning the ropes, I don't necessarily fully recommend following what I'm doing here, because it may be better for you just to be playing the game as, okay, I want to just be making money right now on the farm, and, you know, doing those mechanics, and that's more than fine. It's just, this is how I like to play the game. Again, everyone has their own way of playing it, and it's the, it does have some parts of it that I recommend. We'll eat our mom's cookies. Feel like now's a better time to do it, because that also increases our health by quite a bit. We can use the cherry bomb here, hopefully that'll instantly make us a ladder. Okay, it did good. Because this floor is pretty big, this type of floor. Not as bad as, like, the swirl floor. I still think those are the worst floors in the game to run into, but I'm definitely glad we didn't get stuck in there. Got an amethyst node there. I think we've seen an amethyst node before. I know we've gotten amethyst before, of course, but I don't know if we mined it straight from a node or not. I think also I should probably mention that the rocks you mine do give you different amounts of EXP. I believe all the rocks that you see that are just like normal, like these ones, and the ones that like have the dark outline, these ones here that I'm mining right now, I believe all those give the same EXP, which is like 2 or something, really low. Of course, you don't always see the EXP in terms of the exact amount. Ooh, nice. However, also I'll pause here for a second while I'm finishing this. However, the nodes that give you like copper and stuff, and ores of course give you more, so that's also a reason why you want to go for them, if not just for those ores. Also, you'll see, despite making it to floor 30, which is another 10th floor, there is no chest here. Sometimes that does happen, though it is rare. And we've made it to an new area, and as I mentioned with the bug meat, remember how I mentioned that it sucks that you have to essentially stop using it pretty quickly? Well, this is why. Also, there's the exposed ladder. It's because of this. Like, only by floor 30, the bugs no longer spawn in, so you have no way of getting more bug meat unless you go all the way back there. Oh, frick. This is a new type of enemy. I think it's called, like, a coal golem or something. They're like these little dark golems. They take very little damage, but thankfully they're pretty easy to take out in terms of, like, if you're just patient. These are, like, the coal floors is what I call them. They're just, like, dark, really dark floors. And unfortunately, it's going to be really hard for you guys to see. I may pump up the brightness a little bit at this point, just so you guys can see a little better. When you're the one playing, it's not that bad to see, as long as your brightness isn't, like, at 0 on your console or on your screen. But I will fully admit that it can be quite hard to learn these floors. And you can bring a torch and stuff in here and craft torches while you're down here, of course. And you may even find some on the ground naturally, so you may want to consider picking those up and then just place them down as you go. But I really don't find it super necessary, again, as long as you're... Oh, okay, we're about to be swarmed by something. Oh, please give us... Okay, we need to pause for a second while I consider this. Let's eat some spring onions first. But yeah, so as long as you can see yourself, that's all that really matters. Again, I'm going to turn up the brightness. We're about to be swarmed by the flying enemies, and by the sound of it, you may be able to guess what it is. It is bats instead of bugs. Okay, Thankfully, we were able to find the ladder before they swarmed in. Don't worry, we'll see them see them later. You're not missing out on like, oh, you didn't show us the bats swarming you to death. It's just I didn't want to get killed by them, so that's why I avoided them. I don't think there's like, even though I call it the coal mines and it really does look like there's coal everywhere, I don't believe there's like an increased chance of coal from the rocks, but I do think the enemies can drop coal. In fact, I'm like 100% sure they do. Though as I mentioned, these floors can be really annoying just from the standpoint that these golems, not so much that they're like, they take a while to kill in terms of, oh, they can be tanky and so they can be like able to do some damage. Their damage they do to you is pretty minuscule. It's more so the fact that they take time while you're killing them, because it takes quite a bit of time for them to be taken out. Also, this is why I mentioned grabbing the spring onions, and those do regrow, so we may go back over there sometime soon. Just because they're not like amazing energy healing items, but early on, just sometimes you just need that little bit extra. And also, speaking of a little bit extra, we just made it to floor 35. I could push my luck and try to get to 40, which would definitely be possible, but consider it's 1050, almost 11. I say we just call it. We made a whole 15 levels of progress. That is definitely more than enough for me to be happy. 32 bug meat, 50 copper ore. Got some extra goodies. We got a house plant for some reason. And we got some trash hash browns. Not a terrible day, all things considered. And again, we're making... Oh, there's a leak back there. Don't worry, we'll grab that. There's a leak here, too. I'll grab that one. But yeah, we're making decent progress overall. I really don't have anything to... I could chop some trees before I go to bed, but I think I'm just going to hop in bed for the night. Because it's a little late, and I'd rather make sure I get as much energy back as possible, because if we have another good luck day tomorrow, we could just go back to the mines right away. I will smelt all the copper ore I can right now. I guess which is 1, because my inventory is clogged. Oh, yeah, we have way too much stuff. We're going to have to craft another chest soon, which doesn't really surprise me, but yeah. You can tell, inventory gets kind of clogged. So I'll just go in here. I'm going to place the houseplant. Let's just say... Oh, not the... No, yeah, you can move the window, too, by the way. It's a furniture piece. But that's not what I was trying to do. Also, already pet you, apparently, today. But yeah, we're just going to head to sleep, because I just want to make sure that we wake up tomorrow with as much energy as possible so we can water our crops and potentially get to whatever else we need to do. Level 2 combat, 5 plus HP, new crafter SP, life elixir, cool. Oh, someone for a mining level up. Oh, well. 60 gold for 1 copper bar. We at least made some money, and we got that now in the catalog, so don't have to worry about selling any more of that. Really don't recommend selling the bars, especially early on, because there's just so many things you can craft with them, but I just want to sell that one, so it's there. Let's see. I think we got all of our energy back. Yes, we did. Nice. Please be raining tomorrow. Dang it. Okay, yeah, so we're not going to be able to complete this request from... Because, oh, it's the final day is today. Never mind, not tomorrow. Okay, well, never mind. Yeah, we're fricked. I'm just going to click on cancel request, because I'm not going to finish it. We can enter the Adventurers Guild, too, today. Fortune teller. Okay, there we are. The spirits are very happy today. They'll do their best to show everyone shower everyone with good fortune. When you see that little purple star, that is the best luck possible that they can give you. So now is going to be a great day for mining. Also, really quick, I'm going to do something that is going to probably confuse some people. You can actually move your bed in Stardew Valley. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my bed over here and move my TV right here. This looks ridiculous, and it is. And don't worry, this isn't going to be a permanent thing. This is just going to be early on in the game, so we can make the most, get the most out of our days. This is because when you wake up and we go to bed, it'll be really close to our door. We can really quickly get in here, really quickly check the TV, and then it helps us get around. It's just that much quicker. Again, this isn't permanent. You don't have to do this by any means. This is just something I like to do. I didn't do that right away because I wanted to, of course, just use the default floor. And again, there was just already so much to talk about. I didn't want to overwhelm people more than I feel like this freaking game already does. Okay, we have enough for a chest. Thank goodness. I really didn't want to have to spend time like right now. Because again, right now, I really just want to rush the mines. Oh, I did not mean to harvest that. That's a carrot. We planted those. Those do not take long to grow. Again, there's a new crop. We'll get that in a second. I'm going to make this one purple. Usually I make one of the... yeah, we'll make this one purple. No, not purple. No. What am I doing? We'll make black, and we'll make this one where all of our ores go, and like our bars and stuff. Yeah, like that. And these. Again, you don't have to... Again, I know I'm saying you don't have to a lot, but it's because I don't want to feel like I'm twisting people's arm to play in the exact way I do, right? But I just really recommend having there be some organization, and so that way you can kind of know where things are just a little bit quicker. Let's put all that in there. Don't really need the bug meat right now. I don't want to worry about crafting that. Carrots are really interesting. I'm of course going to sell this one just so it's in the catalog. Carrots are not worth much money though, spoiler alert. However, what they are really good sources of energy. 75 energy and 33 health. Early on, that is insane. To put that in perspective, spring onion 13 energy, hash browns are 90, so they're just slightly better and you have to cook up them with multiple ingredients. Or look, even the leeks, which I think are really good, 40 energy. That's like barely over half of this. Speaking of, we're probably gonna bring 2 leeks today. We need to try to get as far down. Actually, no, let's bring all the leeks, whatever. We need to get as far down as we possibly can today. Again, oh, dang it, no retaining soil didn't retain anything today. Again, we are gonna, of course, water our crops. But I think we may even... No, I need to check this bulletin board. I need to see if there's another quest to take. I don't think there probably will be, but... pretty much after that, we're just going straight to the mines. We need to make the most out of the best luck as we can. I guess I could talk about what luck changes, right? Luck dictates a lot of things. Depending on what your in-game luck is for that day, that can depict what you get out of course, the mines, how easy you find the ladder, how many goodies you find in there, what enemies can drop, like how many goodies they do drop. It can affect how many chests you find when fishing, the quality of fish, the bite rate of fish, I believe. And then there's other things too that you may not expect. Like it can also, I think, affect things like the forageables that may spawn around the valley. It can affect what you get from opening geodes, and it can even affect some of the mini games you'll see later on that we're gonna do, including one that I really hate. But we'll get to that eventually. But luck is really important in game, and there's some stuff you can do to raise it later on. Just right now, we really don't have those options. Also, apparently, I already pet you. Man, I'm really not paying attention. Okay, yeah, so we are going to head to the right. We're going to check for the bulletin board because I feel like I need to. Just because, again, that's really important. I'm not going to check for forageables up here, though, today. Usually I do check those every day. Again, our main goal is going to be just headed... I could have brought the stone. Dang it. Whatever. I guess what I'll recommend is if you've gone to the mines a bit and you have a really good luck day like I do, bring as much all your stone, because you're not going to fill up your pockets of stone at this point, because you can craft staircases, which cost 99 stone, which is really expensive, but you can use it to move down a level in the mines lobby to find this the ladder, which is really nice. And then tomorrow's Vincent's birthday. Okay, thank goodness that's not today. Elliot needs more seaweed. I don't know what Elliot is doing with seaweed, but this is the second time he's asked for it. Also, I couldn't check the trash can. That was kind of weird. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, we're pretty much not going to talk to really anybody. It really doesn't take too much time because it pauses the time you're talking to them, so... Unless I see them while we're walking by, I'm going to ignore everyone today. We're going to be quite reclusive because we need to make it as far as we can. Hopefully we can make it to, like, floor 40... Or no, definitely floor 40. Hopefully we can make it to floor, like, 50 even, with super luck, if we're, again, really lucky. So yeah, we'll grab the leak I found yesterday, and that's going to be, hopefully, a lot of energy stuff to get us through it. Then the only concern should be time. Unfortunately, time is going to be a problem for us for quite a while. Even in late game, like, time's something you kind of have to worry about. Just because it depicts when you need to be back at your house and whatnot. Not depicts, dictates. But I do find it more challenging early on, and that could just be because our ways of maneuvering around are different. I'm also not going to worry about... Oh, nice, we got our foraging level up. I'm not going to worry about going into the... Adventurers Guild right now, because again, I just want to make as much make the most out of our time right now. So that's exactly what we're gonna do, and let's hopefully get pretty lucky with this early on. Again, unfortunately, the only thing that sucks is that you don't know if especially for these bigger floors, if the ladder's already pre-exposed. Also, I guess you can find bugs here. I did not remember that. So there's that. Monster Slayer goal complete. See Gil for your reward. Okay, so I'll explain that later, but that's actually kind of interesting. As we head down, I am, of course, still going to be trying to loot stuff, but my main goal is just getting, especially on a super rare day, I just want to get as deep down as I can. Also, there's the bats I was talking about. I told you we'd find them. Don't really have to worry too much about not encountering them. These things are kind of common in terms of where they are at. There we go. And I'm hoping that we can get deep... Oh, there's a normal bomb. They just cause a bigger explosion than a cherry bomb, so it's going to be really helpful, especially today. So if we're in a spot that is struggling, also there's the ladder, then we can use that to get around just a bit quicker. We are going to try to save up more money, of course, because of course we are. Thankfully, our crops are going to be earning us money once those fully grow. Oh, come on. Except for the ones, of course, we have to donate, which we only have to donate one of, like, each of the things. And, of course, the gold parsnips we're going to try to save for the bundle. But pretty much everything else we can just use for money, which is going to be good. Oh, come on. Because that's what I'm saying about crops, is even though they do take time and energy, they are a passive income. So on days like this, where you're doing stuff like the mines, which isn't really making you pretty much any money unless you're selling like your ore and stuff for some reason, then you can at least know that your crops are being grown, and so those will eventually make you money once they're fully grown. And that's one of the reasons you'd want to probably grow crops at this point. Also, not just for the bundles, but also because, again, they just are a good way of making that passive income. Because things like... Here's the interesting thing, right? In a lot of Harvest Moon type games, yeah, I'm going to talk a little about Harvest Moon type stuff, just because, oh my gosh, there's a lot of you guys, just because, again, it is, I think what even the creator said that he based the game off of, which would make sense, it's a farming game. But when you think of, like, the mines in a lot of Harvest Moon games, generally those are actually a really good way to make money with things like gems you can get. I'm thinking, like, oh, not Wonderful Life, that one, Stinging Sight, really didn't have that sort of stuff. Magical Melody. especially the Winter Mine. For those of you who played that game, you may know what the Winter Mine is. But like gemstones and stuff you think would be like worth a lot of money, and a lot of like farm games they are. And here they can be too, but generally it's like not worth it because you can use them for other stuff too. And not just money, which you can in some Harvest Moon type games, but I just find it generally more useful in this game compared to some of those. Also, we made it to floor 40, and you can see we have a drastic difference. Now it's rather icy looking, and in the chest we get a slingshot. A slingshot, it is a ranged weapon, requires stones for ammo. Pretty much how it works is you put it in your inventory, you grab your stone, you put it over, press Y, or whatever your equip button is, it could be different based on console. Then when you hover over it, you'll press whatever the button is for you, and you can see that it is essentially like a ranged weapon. I am not a big fan of the slingshot. You are not going to really be seeing me use it for its purpose at this point. I am going to use it for something later on, but just know right now it is not something I plan on using at this moment. I just don't, one, because stone's going to be useful for other stuff too, so I don't really just waste on ammo, but also the damage it does is kind of minuscule, and even though it does have range so it can prove useful for certain fights, I would just still rather be doing stuff like this. Please perish. Yeah, so slimes do get harder, like their color changes, they hit harder, so they're not the exact same, but they still count for like the slime rewards and stuff. These things are called dust sprites. These are very important. If you see them, take them out if you can. One, because they have a high chance of dropping coal, which is going to be very useful for you later on in the game, especially. But also because there is certain quests tied to them, and they can just drop goodies in general. Oh, frick, go away. Okay, there we go. Just trying to clear out. We got pretty lucky those 2 lives right away, so I really didn't get to explain much. Also, the music's different, too. And the rocks are going to take longer. Pretty much, it's just a way of trying to... It makes everything harder. It takes longer for us now to mine rocks, enemies hit harder, but now we can get better stuff. Like, these are... Now, instead of copper ore, we can find iron ore, which I swore for the longest time was silver ore, because I never read the thing that just seemed like silver ore to me. And it still feels like it should be silver, I'll be honest. But there's things like bats now that will have more HP, they hit harder. Pretty much everything about this is harder. There's these like ice crystals which you can hit with the sword just to get rid of them, so you don't hit them with your pickaxe. I don't believe that the ladder can be found in them or whatever, but they can be annoying just being in the way. Also, we found a new forgeable down here, a new gemstone called the Frozen Tear. And I will say this, because I have been kind of ignoring that system, just because, again, I've been focusing on other things. But if you are trying to, of course, court a specific character, there are some characters that love certain items. If you're trying to court Abigail, for example, I'm just going to use the carrot, even though just we only have 2, I don't really want to waste inventory on it. Abigail loves gemstones, specifically the amethyst, so if you get a surplus of those and you're trying to court her, consider giving her some amethyst. That's one of her favorite gifts. Oh, thanks for finding the ladder for me, buddy. But also, Sebastian, the emo guy who we haven't seen too often, he loves Frozen Tears, which makes sense for an emo guy, I'll be honest. So consider giving those to him. There's a few other things that you could find in here, but since I haven't really found them, I don't really talk too in depth. Emily, I think the blue bartender lady likes topaz, for example, and I think aquamarine, which we can find down here, which we haven't found yet. Oh, but there's a few other things too. And as you may have seen with me making the comment of, oh, thanks for finding the ladder for me, buddy, these little dust sprites can actually be really useful because they can actually break the rocks if they're just close to it. I don't know what triggers it, but I just know that they can if they're close enough to the rock to actually destroy it, which is really cool. It's not really worth like banking on for them to find it for you, just because it takes a long time for them to do it, and there's no way I'd know for sure of just making them instantly mine it. But I do think it's worth noting that they can do that. So if you see a bunch of them just going around some rocks, consider checking on them if like you haven't found the ladder after a little bit, because it's possible that one of them found the ladder and then they make it so that you can't find the ladder when you're the one mining the rocks, if that makes sense. Unfortunately, our gear is not super well suited for this. We're pretty much going in underpowered. With our sword and stuff, which is kind of the intention, unless you purposely, like, will buy a better weapon or just get lucky and get one, which is possible. Unfortunately, we didn't, and we didn't get any better armor, so we're just kind of stuck being a little weaker than, oh, that really sucks. We're about to be swarmed by ice bats, and those are way worse than the bugs or anything like that, just because, again, they do way more damage, and there's going to be way more of them. Okay, we couldn't find the ladder beforehand, and I really don't want to feel like mining when we're doing this. Okay, this really sucks. When it comes to situations like these, essentially just keeping them off you can be enough. But again, they also can, I think they can drop the ladder, I'm pretty sure. But when it comes to ones like these, as you can see, you can get overwhelmed really quickly. Just keep an eye on them, and if you can, especially for ones like the bats, they have a very specific movement pattern with how they move around and very specific physics. So if you can learn how they bounce back when you hit them or when you block, then you can more easily and effectively learn where they're going to go, and then it can be safer for you, because then you'll be like, okay, I know which ones to hit in what order based on how close they are and how far they got pushed back and stuff like that. Okay, there we go. That floor sucked. But it just kind of depends, and it's something you have to get used to. A lot of the stuff in this game is stuff you have to get used to, but that one specifically. Take this quartz. A nice thing about Great Luck Days and with fighting stuff is you may be like, oh, why are you wasting your time fighting all these enemies, and you could just be breaking the rocks. It's because the monsters, I feel like, at least for me personally, I've had better luck sometimes killing them and then having them drop the ladder. And again, that's more so personal preference, but since the sword doesn't take energy, the potential of having a ladder just appear from essentially not to waste energy means you can potentially get down further and also not have to use too many of your healing items, which is just, again, I think more beneficial overall. At least for me. Unfortunately, since we don't have the best weapon in the world, it's not a great strategy for us right now. If you were lucky enough to get a really good weapon, or you just decided to buy one that's really good for this area, then you may find yourself sitting pretty for a while in terms of being able to fight monsters really effectively. Also, we got slimed again, which sucks. But you can make it essentially even easier because you'd be like one-tapping these guys, and then even more effectively and quickly checking if there's a ladder appearing. Also, that is not a ladder, but we'll take that. That is a artifact that can really drop from certain enemies. I don't really want to throw away the slingshot, but I'm going to, just because I'd rather have this. You found an artifact. The curator of the local museum might want to know about this. So yep, similar to the gemstones, you can find artifacts that that Gunther will want you to donate. And similarly, some of them are useful for crafting stuff later on, some of them are useful for selling. But this one specifically is definitely worth donating. The, I think it's called Dwarf Scroll 2? 3? 3. The blue one's 3. Because what the reward you get for giving him enough of the Dwarf Scrolls is kind of important. Okay, so as we're looking around, I am going to say we're probably going to be saving up for our first tool upgrade pretty soon. Since I'm dedicating so much time to the mine trying to get to a specific floor, I think we're going to probably try to upgrade our pickaxe to copper. Now, if you checked, or I guess if you checked, you would know. But since I already know, I'll just say it. To upgrade a tool from the basic one that we started with to copper, you're going to need 5 copper bars, which isn't that bad, and 2,000 gold, which is the same amount we spent on our first backpack upgrade. It's not terrible by any means, but it's still definitely not like fun having to spend like that much right away, especially since the first backpack upgrade is definitely way more useful. But it is, I think, what we're going to save it for next, and the reason I'm doing that is just because it makes mining these rocks way faster, it makes it cost less stamina for us. So it's essentially just reinvesting in the mines a little bit. There's a topaz node there. But it'll just make this whole mining, like, marathon that we're going to be doing way easier in the long term, so that's hopefully going to be the goal. And it is already 10 p.m. We're definitely not going to make it to floor 55, but hopefully we can at least make it to floor 50. That would be enough for me, because that'd be... How many floors? 35 was where we... No, 30 was... I don't remember. I think it was 35. I actually couldn't tell you. I'm just going to eat elite to give us one more jump, because I really don't want to keep eating all of our spring onions, even though we're almost out of them. Oh, frick. Again, the problem is that we don't have a better weapon, so I really don't know if it's worth trying to fight all the enemies off and potentially get a ladder from them, since it takes a long time to fight them anyway. Stop. Please. Go away. Thank you. Again, if I had a better weapon upgrade, then I would be more willing to fight these guys off, just for the potential of getting a ladder to appear, but in this case, I'm really not sure if it is worth it. Stop, please. The slimes can be really annoying despite being like a very basic enemy, just because their movement patterns can be quite erratic. If they slime you, then you get stuck and slowed down for a little bit. It's a nightmare. Okay, hopefully we can... That's a frozen geode. I need that. I'd get rid of... God, I don't know. There's too many good stuff here. I'm just gonna eat the horseradish. It's not the best, but I'd really just have the stuff I have on me. Ugh, this is not going amazing, despite having literally some of the best luck in the game possible in terms of the in-game luck. Okay, if we can at least make it to floor 49, we have that bomb, and if it's a clear enough floor where there's like enough space to use it, that would help. Okay, come on, why are we getting so unlucky here? Please, just give me the ladder. Go away. Stop. Okay, well, this is not going good. It's almost 12. Oh, frick. Yeah, we're gonna have to... Oh, please don't say we have to bail. I'd really just... Oh, come on. Okay, ladder, please. Please be an open floor. Okay, it's an open floor. Okay, this should be good. We should be fine. Where's the bomb? Oh, we have 2 bombs. I'm placing one there. Gotta clear out that spot. Break these. Okay, yep, there's the floor. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're good. Okay. There's a lot of iron ore we could get with placing another bomb, but at this point, it's getting late. We'll actually just ignore the chest, because we do not have inventory for it. Don't worry, the chest doesn't disappear if you don't grab it. We'll be starting to grab that next time, but man, we just need to bomb rush home. It was going off really well at first. Like, we were finding a bunch of just pre-exposed ones next to the beginning area, and we were getting decent items. But man, that ending was terrible. We got like no ladders for the longest time. I fought a bunch of enemies and didn't get anything from them. That was mediocre at best for a great luck day. And again, we're just immediately going to go to bed. We're not even going to go through our inventory because 12:50 a.m. is not good. That is not a great start to things. Okay, so since the mines, I feel like, again, don't take up realistically too much. I keep forgetting about that. Too much time. We're going to do one more day in this episode, but since that would, I think, be too long by itself, we are going to be doing one where I actually cut out a lot of the stuff that doesn't matter. Level 2 foraging, by the way. We get 1 axe proficiency and new craft recipe charcoal kiln. And level 3 mining. 1 pickaxe proficiency, new cooking recipe, miner's treat. Can't make that because we don't have a cooking area. But yeah, as I said, carrots are not worth selling. They're definitely just for energy stuff early on. 35 gold is not worth it. But I want to sell one for the forageable and or for the catalog and to show you that it's not great for money. But yeah, so I'm going to cut around, speed things up. I don't fully know how I'm going to do it, but I'm pretty much just going to cut back whenever there's something new worth showing, which I guess actually I'm not going to cut right away because first things first. Okay, another great luck day. That's actually perfect. But anyway, Queen of Sauce. You'll notice in brackets sometimes that it'll say rerun. This means it's one that you already know. For example, stir fry. That was the first one we already got. You already know how to cook stir fry. So that means it's possible if you missed out on a recipe, you have a chance of just getting it again, which is nice, and so you don't actually fully miss out on it. But I did want to show that you'll know if it's a rerun or not, because it'll say that. I like clicking on them anyway, because I'm always concerned I missed something anyway. But yeah, it is possible then that you don't have to worry about potentially missing one. Sorry, I'm talking fast, because now I'm thinking in my head, potentially we can get really far down today. I'm going to keep the bomb on us. Unfortunately, now we're kind of lower on consumables, though. We'll grab our dandelions. We could... No, we can't. We're missing a pine cone. How do we have no pine cones, dude? Okay, whatever. First things first. Grab this. How many copper bars do we have in here? 2. This is just enough for what we need. Let's grab iron ore. We'll start smelting that for our first iron bars. Those take more time than copper anyway. Sorry, I'm talking out loud just so I can make sure I'm planning this properly. Okay. We have that going. We need to give seaweed. Is that today? Oh, it's today the last day. Oh, it's the final day. Oh, no. Okay. It's Wednesday. Potentially Wednesday could... Oh, frick. Okay. Man, this is... I did not expect it to be like this stressful in terms of the time management stuff right away. Oh, but this stinks because I really want to... Oh, I want to make the most of the mining, but I also want to complete the mission for Elliot. It's such an easy one, but Elliot sucks to a fret. Okay. Our parsnips are done. Let's actually just grab these first. Okay, 1 gold, 2 gold, hopefully 3 more. 3, okay, 3, so just 2 more, 2 more. Okay, oh, of course. Okay, so we need 1 more gold parsnip. Okay. How are our mix seeds looking? What if we plant these 3? Okay, it's parsnip, potato, cauliflower, parsnip, potato. Okay, so potentially we need another one. Okay, parsnips, again, thankfully those don't take too long to grow, so I don't feel like I have to regrow them today, especially because it's closed Wednesday anyway, so we couldn't go buy more. Okay, let me think. I'm trying to remember what Elliot's schedule is. I don't think he leaves his house till later, but I know he goes to the bar on some nights, but not all nights, which means we could still go to the mine most of the day. Dude, this sucks. I don't know Elliot's schedule well enough. Oh, so wait, do I need to keep another parsnip? I'm just gonna keep 1 more parsnip extra in case. Just good rule of thumb in case there's a mission for it or something. I'll put those. Oh wait, but today's also Vince's birthday. Okay. Here's my thought. I'm going to think about it for a second. I'll cut when I have my idea. I'll give you guys a second. Okay, so after some contemplation, I think we're going to take the seaweed on us. Take what would Vince? I don't think we have anything Vincent would even like. We may have to just go buy something that's like cheap. I don't know what I don't think he'd like any of the crap we have on us. I mean, we can just give him our hash browns. Like, that's sucky because it's a really good healing item, but also I don't really want to waste money right now, which I know it's probably kind of sounds mean saying it's a waste to give Vincent a birthday gift, but oh man, okay. This stinks. It's a really good luck day, and we could just go straight for the mines, but there's other stuff that we need to get done too. So let's see. Most people are asleep till 9. That's probably true for Vincent too. I don't know if Penny teaches him on Wednesday or not for sure. And then for Elliot, the only thing I know for sure is I know he comes on the beach at some point, but it's probably like close to 12 he does that, so I'm not entirely sure if that's even worth it. I don't think Penny's teaching today, and even if she is, I think it's not until later she does that. Oh man. Oh, if we had Elliot at 2 hearts, that would be massive for this moment, but we don't. Okay, whatever. We can make use out of this time. It's fine. It's fine. And maybe we should have brought the fishing rod. I could be fishing right now. I'm so dumb. It's whatever. I'm sorry. I'm not getting... I want to make it clear. I'm not getting mad at you guys. I'm getting mad at myself because I feel like I'm throwing really badly. Okay. We're going to stalker wait. So let's have this door up because it's locked. They're open at 9. I don't know how they have a schedule outside their house, but whatever. Okay. 9. Please be outside of your room, Vincent. Okay. Pretty much as soon as he barges through, we're giving him hash browns. Take these hash browns. Is that a birthday present? Can I open it now? Oh, well, that's exactly what I wanted. Yeah. Just gave him some hash browns. But we come to 2 hearts. I'm looking for bugs, but Mom gets mad and I'm all dirty. It's a tough choice. Okay. Immediately, goodbye, Vincent. Okay. So yeah, now we've done that. Vincent is at 2 hearts. He's our first person at 2 hearts. Once you've reached 2 hearts with somebody, this is good because I just mentioned it. You can actually enter the room even if they're not in it or if they are, because you know usually it says it's locked. You're not like good enough friends with them. 2 hearts is the limit for that. So once you've reached 2 hearts with someone, it's ways to befriend them and keep being friends with them. Okay, we just got a pine. Oh, I just mentioned we needed a pine cone. That's funny. Oh wait, what? I asked you to throw the ball around, but you don't really seem like the sports type. I'm fine just watching you from a distance. Yeah, some people are made for sports. I'm definitely one of those people. I'm prone to injuring myself in the most dumb ways. Penny's already out. Maybe she is teaching today. Times been tough lately. I get laid off my job as a bus driver. Got the job Calico Desert. Okay. Yeah, I don't know when Elliot comes out, but I should have brought the fishing rods. But then my inventory would be full. No, because of the the mindset is insane for this game, as you can see, because it's like 20 different things that you think of. It's like, okay, I could have brought my fishing rod and fished while I was waiting for Elliot on the beach, but then my inventory would have been full of crap. Also, I don't have anything on me for you. I don't know who I talked to. But then my inventory would have been full of crap, so when we go to the mines, I would have had to make another trip over to the one place, the farm or whatever, and it would have really sucked. Also, I almost gave her a bomb. I don't know why. But the fact that, like, this mindset of, like, oh, but then I could have sold the fish to Willie, but then I would have had the fishing rod on me, so I still didn't waste the inventory. Like, the mental loops you can go in with this game is insane. And again, I don't think that should be something that most of you playing the game should have to really worry about. It's just since I've played the game a lot, I have these, like, different ways of thinking about things and trying to get the most out of the schedule and whatnot. Oh, man. So I think, what am I gonna do? I guess we're just gonna go sit at the beach. Sucks. Sucks a lot. Okay, I'm gonna cut ahead because I said I would, because I don't really want to waste too much of your guys' time. So I'll see you when Elliot finally comes out. Hopefully comes out at an okay time. I guess we'll actually sell some of these things to Willie while we're waiting. Make a little bit of money. Oh wait, do we need these things? Okay, we don't need the clam, we need the mussel. Frick me. Clam, 50 gold, whatever. And I'll talk to you. But yeah, I'll see you guys when he comes out. Hopefully it shouldn't be that long. I think he comes out probably around like 12, maybe 1, which isn't great, because then we're not going to get to the mines till like 1, but whatever. We need to do it. I'll see you guys in a moment or 2. Oh, okay, he's out. He's out. Okay. Thank goodness. Elliot here. Take the seaweed. Never talk to me again. And you didn't even get to 2 hearts? Oh, come on. Why did you want that? Why did you need that, dude? Why? Okay, whatever. Okay, so it was around 12. He got out. Oh, that sucks, though, because now it's going to take so long to get up there. And it's going to... Oh. No, dude. Oh. Okay, once again, I guess I'm just going to cut until I get to the mines. I don't know. Dude, this sucks because we may okay, we should hopefully have at least enough time to get, like, 5 floors down. I probably should have fished today. But I really want to get the mines going, dude. Again, if this was you in this situation and you didn't like how something was going, I would recommend, honestly, just reset the day. Because you saved right before, it automatically saves. Just reset the day and restart it and get a better start on it. I'm not going to do that because I feel like it's kind of cheap for this. But, again, don't be afraid for yourself to do it. Actually, you know what? When does this open? Is this 2? It better not be 2. Is it 2? Please don't be 2. Motherfucker, you know, whatever. We're at this point, we're barely making progress. Let's just wait. I'll come down here and show this. Also, there's a fork there. I guess that's nice. Over here is a bridge that's broken that has a bunch of, like, bones and stuff at the bottom of it. This is the bridge that's going to be repaired if we complete that one bundle I mentioned. We didn't know what bridge it's referring to. This is that bridge it's referring to. Just so I'd show that so you know kind of where it's at. Because I feel like I probably should have shown that before I mentioned it. Okay, please open soon. I really want in there. This day has been absolute garbage so far, but hopefully we can turn it around. So this is the Adventurers Guild. In here we can talk to Merlin, You can see there's a bunch of things in here to buy. You can buy rings, you can buy some furniture, you can buy some more armor pieces, you can buy different weapons. Nothing I really want right now, but it's cool you can buy it there. Up here is monster eradication goals. Help us keep the valley safe. You'll see if you look that there is a bunch of numbers here next to a name. For example, 36 out of 1,000 slimes. These are goals you need to reach in defeating a certain amount of enemies. Right now, we've only defeated 36 out of 1,000 slimes, for example. 17 out of 500 dust sprites and things like that. So there's a lot, but we did complete one, cave insects. We have 85 out of whatever it was. I think it's 50 maybe that we needed, or maybe it's 60 or something. But we completed it, so it has a little star near it. And if we go over here and talk to this guy, Gil, we'll get a reward for completing one of those bundles. For the insect one, it's the insect head, a level 6 sword, not very pleasant to wield. 20 to 30 damage, 2+ speed, 2 critical strike. I don't care if it's not pleasant to wield. That is so much better than our current weapon. We'll take it. Come back when you got something to show me, kid. So yeah, he'll only give you something if you actually have earned something. Also, you could sell it for 300 gold, but frick that. We're keeping that weapon, especially because I just sold the old sword since we really don't need it. You can keep those old weapons, sorry about that, old weapons and stuff, but I really don't see the point of it. I'm just going to keep the insect head, and we're going to get going. But yeah, this is that is actually the main reason I mentioned killing the dust sprites if you can. Also, let's get this chest. We got the tundra boots, but that's the main reason I mentioned the dust sprites, because their reward is insanely good. Anyway, the tundra boots are essentially just an actual upgrade, as they just give 1+ defense more than the one we currently have, so might as well swap it. You can see the actual model on our character's shoes changes, and we have it off. It's like a darker color. Now it's like a lighter color, because that's the lighter color of the shoes. So it's kind of cool that your character model actually does change based on what equipment you currently have. Also, what the frick is this? Please say I can get past this without having to break anything. Okay, thank goodness. Yeah, unfortunately, not a great start of a day, but we needed to do that mission. I wanted to make sure I gave Vincent a gift, because I want to befriend him. And I mean, to be fair, we're already at 450. Like, on day 10, that's not terrible. Okay, we're just gonna go down. Again, hopefully... Okay, so this is a guaranteed floor. Also, there's a new enemy. That is a ghost. If you couldn't tell from its very stereotypical look. Those usually take a while to defeat, and he just dropped a solar essence. The glowing face is warm to the touch. Sorry to move it for the bat there. But yeah, so that's a reason why you'd want to kill enemies. Now that we have a better weapon, I'm actually definitely way more tempted to be fighting enemies. 3:10 p.m. Hopefully we can at least get to floor 60. Floor 60, and I'm willing to say we made good progress. Oh, we just got another weapon there. Fortunately, we just bought one. The lead rod, level 4 club. It's incredibly heavy. 18 to 27 damage. So not as much as the weapon we have currently. -4 speed, but plus 25 crit power. There are different types of weapons, like the club. The club is, as it said, a very slow weapon, and it has a different special. You press the special button, it does like a slam on the ground, and it'll hurt a bunch of enemies in the vicinity, but it is much slower to wield. On PC, there's kind of a trick you can do to make it so that it's as fast as the sword, but you can't do that on console, so I'm not really going to mention it. So I personally prefer the swords, but mallets can be quite useful, especially early on. So if you find something like that, you may want to consider using it for a little bit, just because it is quite useful. And again, you can get a bunch of different weapons, even just from enemies, from barrels, a bunch of stuff. But yeah, since I mentioned the rewards for killing things, that's another incentive to why you'd want to defeat a bunch of them if you see them. Also just because they can also drop goodies, or even the latter, but there's even more incentive to defeat them. The insect head's really nice, just because it's essentially a really good way of getting through the ice floor, in terms of, like, weapon-wise, since you really don't get a direct upgrade really right away. And for me personally, I like the swords more than any other type of weapon in the game, just because I like the mixture of having the range of the... Oh, see, I guess we'll use the bomb in here, because might as well. Just because I like the mixture of speed and decent damage, and also it has an okay range by, you know... Oh, so we just got Jade. That's another gemstone. I'm just going to place the bomb up here while we're fighting these guys. Make sure you stay away from the bomb when it's blowing up, because it actually will damage you. That is a crystal fruit, and that is an aquamarine. A lot of goodies. There's also another aquamarine to the left. Got some new ideas to sleep on. That's a combat upgrade. A bunch of stuff's happening. Never mind. Maybe we're making some okay progress. Okay, that right there. That slime that has a star on its head. That is a rare slime. I'm going to actually fight it. They have way more HP than the normal slimes do. They do way more damage, and they are way more annoying to defeat. But that's because they are guaranteed to drop some loot. Generally, it's for the mines. It can either be a weapon, piece of armor, or like this, rings. Magnet ring that increases your radius for collecting items. Similar to the boot, you have to collect these 2 ring slots. You can place them in there. And now when there's an item that is like on the field that you can pick up, we don't have to be nearly as close to it for our character to actually pick it up. Man, okay, so maybe complaining worked, because I complained about this day being garbage and having this going for us. Unfortunately, I feel like it's probably gonna slow down, especially with this floor, because this floor is one of the bigger ones we're gonna find. Again, since I want to make sure I don't take... Oh, there it is, okay. Too much more time. I'm going to probably speed this up. I'm not just gonna cut, because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing, but I'm gonna speed this up until we start making more progress. So I'll see you guys in a few moments. Also, there's another rare slime. Never mind. I'll go see once we defeat this guy. That's a glory! Are you kidding me? We got the two most common, like, not most common, but we got the two, like, most essential rings in the game, I feel like, early on. So we got the magnet ring, but the glow ring just makes it so that we essentially always have a bigger torch around our person. That's insanely lucky. Okay, never mind. This day's going great. Unfortunately, this crappy floor. But anyway, as I said, I'm going to speed this up, and I'll see you guys in, well, 5 seconds. Never mind! The game's not going to allow me to speed up. We made it to floor 60, and we have another weapon, the crystal dagger. The crystal dagger is the only other type of weapon. We have clubs, we have swords, and we have daggers. Very little damage, high crit chance, high crit power, and +5 weight. I actually don't really know what the weight does. If someone does know, let me know. I've never found that out. But daggers, again, they're a very different type of weapon. Actually, I'll just do this. They're very fast, and their special makes you stab really fast in quick succession. However, their range is awful. So I really don't like them for that very reason. Again, you can find what weapon suits you best, and if you didn't get any other weapon, the dagger is probably an improvement overall comparatively to the sword we were using before we got the insect head. But in general, I will say that I'm not the biggest fan personally of the daggers. But again, everyone's gonna different strokes for different folks. Everyone's gonna have a different way of playing. And again, if you're playing on PC, there's a trick you can do with the club to make it essentially just a better version of a sword. So, you know, it all depends on how you're playing and what you're playing on when it comes to like which one's probably gonna be best for you. Now, unless something insane happens, I'm going to speed up. So again, unless there's something to talk about or something worth note, I'm just going to speed up and yeah, let's get this mining session going. Hopefully, we may actually be able to make it 15 floors today, which would be insanely lucky. I mean, we've already gotten really lucky with like the drops and stuff, but anyway. So let's speed up and I'll see you guys when I have something to say. And we made it to floor 65. I really doubt we'll get to floor 70, but at this point I'm willing to just push for it and if nothing else get more loot. So again, we're going to continue, and let's continue this mining journey. Hopefully we can get at least a few more goodies, even if we don't make it to the next floor limit. So let's get going. That is a third rare slime we've seen today alone. Again, those things are supposed to be rare. That's their name, is that they're rare slimes and they drop goodies. So I don't know how the frick I've seen 3 today. What is it going to drop, though? Imagine it's another rain, right? That'd be insane. Nope, lead club. Something we already seen, and I really don't need that. That's why I threw it away earlier, is because I really don't know when I'm going to be able to sell that. Speaking of throwing stuff away, bye-bye leather boots. Ghost fish, a pale blind fish found in underground lakes. This is actually a fish that the ghosts can drop, and interestingly enough, if we look in here, it actually doesn't count as a fish we caught because we didn't catch it. I mean, we got it from a ghost, as weird as that is to say. So it doesn't count towards our fishing goal, but it's something you can use as a snack if you need it, and it is something we need for a bundle, but we're going to have to catch one regardless, so I actually prefer just using it as a snack for some energy. And I don't think we're gonna be able to get it. Also, I'm just gonna eat the fish now because again, we're gonna have to catch one later. They're not super duper hard to catch, if even some like decent luck's on your side. I don't think we're getting to floor 70, but again, considering how late in the day it was when we got here, with all the other crap we went through, how crappy everything else went, I will take getting 15 floors today. That is more than enough. Wait, I think it was 15, right? I am not keeping good enough track. Unless it's like really, unless there's like some exposed ones right here, or we get it right here on these guys. I think we're going home. I guess I can show this really fast. Interestingly enough, in the options, there's actually a button for screenshot. Let's click that. It's on the Nintendo Switch, it's a little bit different, but if you're playing on different things, it'll work differently. Go to your album, or whatever your, wherever your photos are saved, and you will actually see the full layout of the mine, as you can see from like a bird's eye view. So this is like this one that looks like a cross, and you can see this actually exposed ladder down there. And this is a way of getting the most out of your mining trips. And you know what? Frick it. We're just gonna go for that floor 70 because at this point it's a pre-exposed ladder and we know where it's at. Might as well. The reason I haven't been doing this is because I don't like the fact that I have to break the immersion. I guess the immersion, or break the flow. I guess is probably the better word for it. Break the flow of the gameplay by pausing the game to screenshot and then looking at a picture. But when it's moments like these, I definitely recommend it. And again, if it's your own time, you can be doing this whenever. So let's check this screenshot, and this is just nice because then it gives you a general feel for where the floor is at and where you need to head to. So this one, there's no pre-exposed ladder. Our best bet probably be heading to the right, fighting the dust sprites and have them maybe drop it. That's probably our best bet, I'm gonna guess. This is something I recommend, again, you do, and if you're playing by yourself, again, time doesn't move forward as long as you're paused, so you won't even have to worry about that. But if you're playing multiplayer, it's not great. Yes, we did! We made it to floor 70! Yes! Okay, let me open the chest. Master Slingshot, it's essentially just a better version of the normal Slingshot, hence why I was so willing to throw it away earlier. I believe it just does more damage. I think that's the only real difference. Oh man, we made it, I think, was it 20 floors today? Again, I'm not keeping good enough track of that crap, so I wouldn't know. Unfortunately, we're probably going to pass out for the first time in the series, but honestly, I think it was worth it. Just for the fact that we got as much done as we did. Something interesting to note, if you are, like I am, pushing just, like, in a mind sense to try to get as far down as you can, even if it means passing out, or losing out on energy. If you have something like a chest on you, consider placing it down, putting all of your stuff in there in case you were worried about something getting lost. Oh, I'd love to grab that stuff, but again, we don't have inventory and we don't have time. Hopefully it's still there tomorrow, or next time, I guess, for this case. Or, more importantly, if you if you make it to your house, I believe you don't lose any money or items, you just lose out on energy, and we actually are going to be able to make it to bed tonight, and this takes into place why I mentioned the bed being placed close to the door can be helpful, because we still probably would have made it, because it would have been like 140, but still, it would have been closer. Oh man, that was insane. Went from one of the worst days possible, I feel like, conceptually, with what was getting done and what was happening, turned into one of the best days we've had so far. That was insane. Level 3 combat, 5 plus HP, new cooking recipe, roast platter. Oh man, and we get a little bit of extra cash thanks to the parsnips. Again, they're not great for money, but we'll take whatever we get. I saw that before 20. Oh man, I am happy with how that day ended. At first, I thought that was going to be one of the worst days we've had so far, but man, it turned around real quick. Anyway, it was an eventful little bit of time we've had. We explored way more of the mines, we're getting way more done, and we're starting to make even more progress. I'm having fun with all of you. Hopefully you're having fun here, spending time in Stardew Valley, and it's nice. It's supposed to be comforting, it isn't yet, but eventually, hopefully it will be. Next time, we're going to continue mining, continue farming, and, well, head back into the mine with our pickaxe swinging side to side. I hope to see you all there.